I'm talking with Joe Adams, a survivor of the Summerland disaster 40 odd years ago now, of course, and here in Western Australia in Perth, which couldn't be further away, could you really?
No, exactly.
You know, but so many people have brought up this whole subject about how that site should be treated. Your views on that?
My views on that is, you know, I really believe the island needs something back there. I know, you know, in my heart, that's what people want. That's what I would want for my children. You know, the island doesn't have much anymore, you know, and that's sad. Who wants to look at that scar? And that's what I remain to call it. It's also a very sacred site, you know, in many, many ways, you know, a loss of life. I believe, you know, why not bring some happiness back there? You know, people were there enjoying themselves when that happened. Why not just bring that back? Bring joy back instead of a bad memory and you know, being talked about continuously, you know, fighting everyone, you know, and, you know, just why can't everyone just come together, build something really good, structurally fix it up? The island has the money. They have the money, you know, they can do it.
There's obviously different schools of thought on this. I mean, first of all, it got rebuilt quite quickly. Well,
it
in the
did.
sense that no one
that
seemed
should
to
never
say
have
anything.
happened.
Pardon? No.
That should never have happened. You were building something that at that particular time, I didn't know for quite some time that they did build another Summerland. And when I did find out, I found it absolutely sad, really, really sad. Why build something so quickly after so many deaths? You know, let them rest. And then they pull it down again.
The thing was, no one really remembered it as we now go back and look at it 40 years on with the memorials and that sort of thing. In fact, there'll be people watching this interview now today saying, why are we doing this? Let's put it to rest. Yeah. But what do you think?
Look, I believe the only way that it will be put to rest is if everyone can come to a final agreement on what should be there. I personally think our children need to get away from television, computers, you name it, get out there and have some fun. Bring the entertainment back to the island, you know? How's
it affected you, do you think, in this time between being 9 years old and potentially that could have been your last day of your life if this man hadn't have helped you by the sounds of it?
Well, if he hadn't have, I probably wouldn't be here. You know, I would be another casualty on that monument. And a lot of it shouldn't have happened. It just should not have happened. You know, when I actually think back, I wish I'd been a little bit older so I could have helped more, you know? Now I'm going to get teary. Stop.
Okay. Take time.
You know, it's just, it's a tragedy. It should never have happened. You know, it really shouldn't happen. And to see it like the way it is, even though they built another one and then they knocked that down, you're still seeing the real Summerland. Do you know what I mean? You're still seeing bits and pieces of it. It's you can't. I would actually hate to see. Hate's a very strong word, but it's how I feel. Something there that is not beneficial to the Island community. Obviously, there's a lot of people who have lost their loved ones. People are scarred from it, you know, who got burnt. They may not. I mean, a lot of people, I presume, because they came from all over the world. It was an incredible tourist destination, you know. They don't want that memory. They don't want to see that. And I know from my friends have stated, you know, that, you know, people would rather forget. But okay, it was 40 odd years ago. You forget when you're not visualising it, you know.
Finally, on that day itself, there was a bit of criticism from some people saying that the Douglas Corporation who put on this event, I believe it was them anyway, didn't do more afterwards to get everyone together. Did you feel that was missing, a chance to get together with other survivors?
Absolutely, absolutely, without a doubt. I mean, in all honesty, you know, I was really I had planned a holiday. I wanted to see the island again, and I knew it was coming about that time. But when I got there, I was so kind of overwhelmed by, you know, being driven around and seeing it, you know, the scar as I call it. You know, I don't know. It kind of, people should have been notified. They knew the list of people that passed in there. There was probably many more that were never recovered. We don't know that, you know. But the ones who did lose their loved ones, you know, I actually remember speaking to one of the ladies, I can't remember whether she lost her son or daughter, or maybe 2 or 3 of her family. I don't know, I think it was her children and her sister perhaps. I think she was from Liverpool. You know, she said she got a formal invitation to the memorial. I mean, yeah, I think a lot more could have been done there. I think it was a little bit slack, you know, because there was a lot of people I did speak to too on that day that didn't even know till the last minute. And to me, that's quite shameful.
Would you like to be consulted maybe with like other people involved on what does happen then, to have your...
100%, 100%. Absolutely. I mean, I follow Summerland Fire on the Facebook. I have signed the petitions numerous times, you know, and it's still a battle. It really is still a battle, you know. Something's got to be done, really, before I get back, because I'll be coming back in June, and I might just take a walk up those stairs and speak to those people myself. As someone who doesn't live there anymore, it still holds incredible memories of my childhood, my friends, the people you met on holiday, you made new friends as a kid, you know. We had so much fun. And it's really, you know, I find it, you know, I don't know, after, I get really dumbfounded, you know, that something wasn't done a long time ago, and I think it was a waste of darn money building a second Summerland. For what? They have taken the most iconic places out of the island that I noticed, you know, the Lido and, you know, all the fun places. Yeah, it's past, it's nostalgia, but there's a lot of heritage buildings there too. They could have used that money to fix those buildings up while they were considering what to do with the site, you know. The very first little memorial that they put there, that's a joke, absolute joke, for the amount of people and the trauma, for everyone involved to put that there, Paul. Unbelievable. Shame on them. Absolute shame on them. I mean, the memorial that they did when I was there, in all honesty, you know, it's pretty, it's lovely, but it's not. It's not. It should be more. You know, I'm not saying on the Summerland site. You know, I mean, you go on that Summerland site and you're walking upon debris, upon debris, upon debris. You know, I'm a believer, you know, that when you die, you still hang around, you know. Your body just dies, but your spirit hangs around. Some people might think it a bit wacky, but, you know. I have actually studied a lot of photos of when they started to demolish Summerland, because a lot of people the builders took photos, and I get goosebumps. I know, now I'm going to talk wacky. I think they just want something to be left there as a happy reminder. You know, if that makes sense. You know, some people might think I'm gobbledygook, but you know, you can edit that.
Now, you're back in June, you're saying, to the island. So,
yeah, well, I'm planning to come back in June for the TT races because I've missed that.
So if it's okay with you, maybe we'll do a trip round?
Absolutely, I would absolutely love to. Okay. With a box of hankies. Okay. You know, it's I don't really know how to really express it, Paul. Even though I'm so far away, going back there after so long. Even though I took pictures and everything, I've actually compiled a little album from day dot, from the old to the new to the, you know, being demolished. And even little, you know, video clips, you know, that were done when it was being reported. You know, that was always there anyway, even if I hadn't seen that, you know, on YouTube and that, you know, with our technology now, it's, yeah, it never leaves you. And I really, really feel for the ones that lost. I really do. And seeing those photos after the memorial, or just even being there, it just flooded back, you know. And as I say, there's a lot that was written was not true. Not true. We knew too many people on the island, you know. My parents were business people, you know. Yes, you have hearsay. Oh, yeah, you were young, you don't remember. But, you know, there's a lot that sticks in your mind. You know, I remember things back from when I was 5. I can't be 100% accurate, of course, you know, because I was young. But when you do start reading the people who were there, the people who tried to help, and it was quite incredible actually. I had my photo taken with Norman Wisdom, and I asked this lady if she could take a photo for me. And she was one of the nurses that, one of the senior nurses, I believe, that dealt with the carnage, as she called it. She said it was the most horrific thing. Horrific. And the last thing she said was, "Lovely to meet you, Jill. I can feel your sadness, and I too, and many on the island, wish they would get rid of that abhorrent sight." Meaning, put something happy there.
Well, we'll see what you can do when you come back in June and have words with the ministers and that sort of thing. No
Absolutely, doubt. I'd love to. Absolutely love to.